Yeah, let's talk about the UNC thing real quick because come on,
Corruption.
what the hell are you doing?
Like, it's just corrupt. Like 106 grand to get your team into the tournament. When I said this before we started recording, I don't know that they would be a 1 seed in the NIT. Welcome back to another episode of the Big Team. Today we got Lucci, recurring guest, Steelers fan, household fan, supporter of the show. Lucci, welcome back to the show. We are going to be talking about the NCAA tournament today. NCAA tournament. Big week for us, big week for you and I. It is the 1 week that could change our whole year or put us into poverty for the rest of the year. How you feeling about the bracket so far? We're 1 day in. How are we feeling?
Very confused. Very confused. Okay. I like a lot of the matchups though. I think it's going to be a good year. Hopefully not too many upsets this year, but we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, that's what I was looking through it, and some of these guys who they call like experts of college basketball, they always pick like 6 different upsets, and then when they get one upset, they're like, "Oh, I called it." Like, dude, you picked half the bracket to be an upset. Like,
yeah, and then you end up going like 1 for 5.
Yeah. Come on, you're out here picking Robert Morris to beat Alabama in the first round. That's not happening. I'm sorry. Unless the whole Alabama team starts shooting people, which they have. There's no chance that Robert Morris team has a chance.
Hey man, it's March. Anything can happen.
Fair play. January, February is which they are very hot right now. Lost, Michigan won it, but they could be in a collision course here for the Elite Eight. If you want to get, so how do you want to go about this? You want to talk about each region for a bit here, and then we'll get into some picks.
Yeah, we could do that.
All right. So if we start up at the top, we got Auburn as the number 1 seed. They're in the South region. They get the outright number 1 seed. They'll be playing the winner of the Alabama State St. Francis game. Auburn's a weird one for me because I actually think they're very good.
Very good team.
Very good team. After this year, I don't know what they're going to do. They have to hit the transfer portal. They got to maybe try and recruit a freshman. They only have 1 freshman on the team. And everyone else is a senior, it feels like. It's almost like a make or break year, and will that pressure get to them? I mean, they have a tough path. You got Louisville, Creighton, you got Michigan in there, who doesn't have an easy game against UC San Diego. Let's not forget that. 30-4, they have a shooter. Texas A&M, you got in there, Ole Miss. San Diego State in the non-Cinderella, North Carolina. You got Iowa State in there, you got Marquette. New Mexico can't be taken lightly, you got Michigan State. That's a very tough region for a number 1 seed.
I agree. Hold on, let's just get this out of the way real quick.
Do you want to discuss the UNC thing
real
quick?
Yeah, let's talk about the UNC thing real quick because come on.
Corruption.
What the hell are you doing?
Like, it's just corrupt. Like 106 grand to get your team into the tournament. When I said this before we started recording, I don't know that they would be a 1 seed in the NIT.
No, they wouldn't. I don't think they have the shot to do that.
They would struggle to get into the NIT.
What, they have 21 wins on the season?
Yeah, it's something like that.
21, 22.
I'll look it up here. But yeah, it's like 21 wins. I cannot believe all the information that has come out. Like, if you're an acting AD, you should not be on the selection committee. The selection committee should be like...
The guy's the head of the selection committee and the head of athletics.
Yes. Like, it should be guys like Jay Wright that aren't coaching out of school anymore. They can be on it. And then, like when Villanova's being talked about, which they were not, but they should never be talked about but shout out to us, new coach.
There you go.
But when Villanova's being talked about, okay, Jay Wright steps out, they talk about it, then he comes back in. Like Coach K, when Duke's getting talked about, he steps out of the room, then comes back in. But these guys that are legends and very knowledgeable about the game, like a Seth Davis should be on that. And these guys that watch it consistently, and when their affiliated school is being talked about, they step out. But then for the rest of them, they're in there, they're discussing it. Like, we got to get rid of these old bags that are just there to collect a paycheck. You look at the College Football Playoff Committee, those guys, I mean, put them in a home, though. Put them in a home. It's ugly. It's ugly what's happening. 106 grand is what he made with North Carolina getting into the tournament, I think. Or do they have to win the game?
I don't know if they have to win the game. I think he might have already got it.
Yeah, see, that's messed up. So
at the end of the day, I think he just has to pick a job, or they should make him pick a
Yes.
job. You want to be on the committee that
Yes.
selects everything? Go ahead. You probably get paid a shit ton of money. You want to be an
Sure.
athletic director for a D1 school? Do that.
Well, I think just saying D1 school could vary. North Carolina.
Okay, North Carolina's like
Like,
up
he's
there.
getting
okay.
paid.
Yeah.
He's getting paid. I mean, he did get paid
Okay.
106,000. It's really crazy. The corruption in this is insane. Teams like West Virginia, who, I don't know if you follow this one account. Oh my God, what's it called? It's something bracket season, and they run simulations of like what teams should get into the bracket. And West Virginia got in 111 out of 111 times.
I do think West Virginia or Indiana should have got in.
Or Indiana. Indiana had a little bit. It was a little up and down. They're weird to me.
They started out fantastic.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
it's
just kind of teetered straight back.
Was that the school that the coach said he was going to step down from because of their losses every single year? Because
Maybe, yeah.
I think
maybe
it
he's
was,
been there
yeah.
a little bit now. But I think West Virginia was the biggest snub. I think they got
100%.
robbed, and it's kind of sad to see because West Virginia, they're a gritty team. They could have come into this tournament and made a little noise. I think they would have put up a good fight against San Diego State. The best thing for college basketball right now is if San Diego State shows up. When do they play? They play tomorrow it's got to be tomorrow, right?
I think the day after tomorrow.
So they're Wednesday.
I think so.
Yeah, they're the 19th. Best thing for college basketball would be if San Diego State comes out and puts a can of whoop ass on North Carolina.
Dude, I would love to see San Diego
25
State
plus
win.
point win. I think that'd be the best possible thing.
Do I think they're gonna win? Probably not, since it's North Carolina.
I know they're gonna get rigged and find a way in.
Yep.
Yep.
And then they'll probably end up beating what? Ole Miss.
I don't know. See, so that's something we were laughing about. I think if North Carolina, if UNC gets in, I think they beat Ole Miss and then they win the next one against Iowa State. And now when they're playing Michigan State or Marquette or New Mexico, I think that's when questions start to come in. If San Diego State gets in, Ole Miss has been one of the hottest teams in the country over the last probably 4 weeks.
Yeah, they have been.
Dude, I think Ole Miss is a little sleeper team in this region.
Oh yeah, they've definitely been making a run.
Yeah, I think they beat Auburn recently. I'll pull that up here as well. But I think that Ole Miss, they're good enough to beat both those teams, San Diego State and North Carolina. Iowa State, they play in a run and chuck league. If Ole Miss can shut down the chuck, they could easily run up the score on them. Marquette, up and down. They were ranked all year, but honestly, they were never a threat in the Big East this year. I never felt threatened by them, even when Villanova would play them. I was never scared of them, and most Villanova fans should be scared of them.
Hey, they pulled out the 7th seed though.
Pulled out the 7th seed, and they'll be playing New Mexico, which I think is going to be a very good game.
New Mexico
is always right there.
Yep, great team.
They're a great team that's always a 10 seed.
That's going to be a good game.
Yeah. That's another thing about this tournament that I love. The 8 and 9 matchups and the 7 and 10 matchups could go either way. When you look at these 8 and 9 matchups, you got Louisville and Creighton. That's an old school Big East game right there. Then you got Marquette and New Mexico. Most people don't know about New Mexico. New Mexico could probably beat a good portion of these teams in the tournament.
Oh yeah.
On their day.
Oh, yeah.
On their day, of course. But ultimately, I think the biggest. Let's look at some of the teams here that could win this region. You got Auburn. I don't think that Louisville and Creighton stand a chance, just because of the teams they would have to go through to get there. Michigan, will their steam run out over the next 2 weeks?
I think Michigan honestly loses to UC San Diego first round. I think they're out of there.
It's gonna sound crazy, but I think so too. But if they win, I think they're still a strong contender. UC San Diego, though, they're one of those teams that go under the radar because they're out there in California, and no one watches those games because they're at 11:30 at night tip-off.
Yep.
Tough one for them. But even them, they're going to have a tough one coming up next when they play Texas A&M. There's no Yale, good season, you're done. And then we just talked about Ole Miss. It's very tough region. Very tough region. Go ahead. Give me your picks here.
Well, first of all, I just want to say, teams like UC San Diego going up against Michigan, those are teams, they play the people in their division twice a year, and they're playing the same area of people.
Yeah.
It's hard to go up against a top tier like Michigan, Auburn, Texas A&M, like you're going up against those teams, you're probably going to get a loss if you really think about it, just because of how high powered they are, the way that they're coached, conditioned. Like I know it's all D1 and it's basically all the same, but when you're playing teams like that, it's really not like
it makes a difference.
It kind of does, and I do hate to say that because it's all D1,
but when you look at teams like Auburn, you know, you're playing an SEC schedule. SEC just set a record. They
14
put
teams.
14 teams. You know, and they're all beating each other up all year, and they're still getting 1 seeds. You know, Auburn got the outright number 1 seed and didn't win their conference tournament. Florida looked flawless throughout the tournament and won it.
Yep.
What are they ranked number 3 in this bracket? They couldn't even get the number 1 seed over Auburn.
Who?
What seed did Florida get? They got
Florida's,
the 1 seed in the West, right?
Yeah, they got the 1 seed. Yeah.
Yeah. So they came in as ranked number 3, because Duke was number 2, I believe.
Yeah, Auburn took the number 1 overall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
which is crazy. I mean, it's a great team, but
crazy. And you look at Auburn. I mean, what's funny about this Auburn game is you can't even look at a preview on here. Like everyone knows Auburn's winning that game.
Yeah.
This South region. I don't know. Like I really think that Auburn's not gonna win it. I don't know why. I just feel like Auburn's not going to win it.
Okay, so here's my thing. All right, so I like Yale as a team for some reason.
Sure.
And they're playing a tough Texas A&M team.
Sure.
And I think Texas A&M comes out on top.
Ugly uniforms
For
Texas A&M.
For both of the teams.
Well, both of them, but you expect that out of Yale. You know, they have a little.
It's like a solid color.
Class.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be a good game. I think Yale keeps it close. I think Texas A&M comes out with it.
Mm-hmm.
And coming down to it, I think it's going to be, what is this? What is this right here? Hold on.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Sweet 16.
That writing's so
Auburn
small.
versus Texas A&M. I think Texas A&M, if they're playing like they can play, they beat Auburn. I think they can.
Yep.
I think they can.
No, I think so too. And that's what we're saying though. It's an SEC game.
Yeah.
It's an SEC game, and you know that's why I think Auburn isn't just a shoo-in like most number 1 seeds are to get into that Final Four, even the Elite Eight, because they have to go through SEC teams. Let's say Ole Miss gets their way into the Elite Eight. Now Auburn's playing an SEC team followed by another SEC team.
Yep.
That's a tough schedule for them going forward here. But yeah, so who's your pick to come out of that region? If you had to pick one team
to make it to the Final Four?
Who's making it to the Final Four there?
Ooh, hold on.
It's tough. It really is tough because it all comes down to matchups. That's the great part about this tournament. You could be the best team all year long, and if you got a bad matchup, sucks.
I'm gonna have to go with Michigan State.
Michigan State. That's who Mikey has winning the whole thing.
I don't know.
Interesting.
If I, agree with that,
I don't agree with that at all.
I think Michigan State has a great chance if they can hopefully never face North Carolina, because you know how North Carolina plays in tournaments.
Yeah,
they're a tournament team.
They're a tournament team. I don't know if they have that in them this year.
I hope not.
I don't think they do.
I truly
don't think
not.
they do, because if you
I
look
hate
at
the fact that they got in.
I mean, they shouldn't be in. They shouldn't be in. We're not going to dwell on that though.
No.
But Hubert Davis, I think it was his second year or his first year. You know, they had a bad year and then they just ran away in the ACC tournament. You know, I didn't see that this year. The Duke games, that's a one-off game.
Yeah.
You know, I know the lane violation happened. They could have won, whatever, but
they didn't.
They didn't, and that's a rivalry game. That's an all-out game. Like, it was always going to be close. So I don't take that one. Well, I am taking that with a grain of salt.
There you go.
Let's move on to the number 2 seed in the tournament in the East. We have Duke. Duke getting that number 1 seed. Interesting region. I think the 8-9 game might be the best 8-9 game in the entire bracket with Mississippi State and Baylor. I think that one's genuinely a 50-50 game, and it's a 100% L for whoever wins in the next round.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I think Duke is just strong. I mean, we'll see. We'll see with Cooper Flagg. I mean, it looked like he was having a child or was dying.
Yeah,
the way they took him out of that
not
game.
Good.
But then also the 7-10 game. And now here's a little tidbit of information for the people out there. Lucci and I were talking to an elder man the other day, and he gave us a little tidbit of information. This St. Mary's team is different. They're playing Vanderbilt. Not a great team. Not
Nope.
a bad team.
Nope.
But supposedly St. Mary's can shoot the lights out. And they play good fundamental defense.
Hey, that's what we were told.
So
that's
what we're told, and I'm going to ride that little tidbit of information. And I think they dominate in the first round. And I think they give Alabama a run for their money. A little scare.
Okay.
I think they do.
Okay.
I think they do. Because
I like that a
I
lot.
think they'll hold Alabama to less than 80 points. And if you can do that, that's a win in itself. But it gives you the best chance to win. If you can keep Bama in the 70s, I think
Well, I don't know
St.
if that's
Mary's.
possible. But...
That's what I'm saying. But I think St. Mary's, based on that guy's confidence in him, could do it.
Okay.
Not many people watch those games out here. So the fact that he was watching the games and he's like, I think they got something on defense.
Well, I mean, he did buy a couple 30 racks. You know what I'm saying?
He did. He bought 5 cases. But we don't got to talk about that. I don't know how many he drank before that. But St. Mary's, book it. Round 1, easy dub.
I don't
Easy
hate that.
dub.
I don't hate that at all.
I don't hate it either. Vanderbilt hasn't been good at a sport in years.
Well, Vanderbilt has a good baseball team, but that doesn't correspond to the basketball court.
Sure. So, I actually dubbed this region the round of upsets,
Really?
the bracket of upsets, and here's why. Because Bama, as good as they are, and we're talking about how they score 90 points a game just now, if they don't shoot well, if they don't shoot the 3-ball well, they're susceptible to losses to anyone in this bracket
100%.
outside of Robert Morris.
Their defense is just not there.
Not there. So they play run and gun. You know, every game they play is high scoring. It's like 90 to 76. If they don't shoot well, teams like St. Mary's could win. And that's kind of my point. And you look at Wisconsin, they had a very good Big Ten tournament. They could run into them. You know, you got BYU and VCU, who
I like BYU a lot.
BYU's been very good this year.
I like BYU a lot.
And VCU historically has been a good tournament team.
VCU is a good tournament team. This year, they have lots of foul trouble.
Yeah.
Lots of it. I don't think they make it past the first round.
Sure. And I think, but regardless, I think BYU and VCU, that game, the winner could cause a little bit of havoc. You know, they could easily take down a Wisconsin. I think they could take down an Alabama on their day. You know, if they get hot and they're just that Cinderella team, I think they could do it. And then you look at Mississippi State, and you got Arizona up here in the top little section of this bracket. You know, is Duke a shoo-in? They're the people's pick.
I think so.
But could Arizona maybe cause a little craziness, a little March magic, and take them down the Sweet 16? So I do think that this is the region of upsets. I think, you know, you got a Liberty team in here that they win a lot of games.
Oh, yeah.
They know how to win, and they're going to go play an Oregon team that no one watches because they're out west. Arizona versus Akron. You know, can the Zips cause a little craziness? Arizona is a team that plays a lot of close games. Could Akron cause another close game? What seed are they in this?
Who, Akron?
Yeah.
They are
13. They have a chance. I think any team that is like between, if you're a 13 and a 1 seed, like if you're anywhere in that range, you have a chance to win.
Oh, yeah.
If you're 14, 15, 16, thanks for coming. Collect your bag, all your goodies, head on home.
Yeah.
That was a great run. Great
Yeah.
run. But yeah, give me your thoughts on this region.
This might be my least favorite region.
Sure. There's no fun names in here.
There really isn't, and it's all like looking at you in the face. You going with a lot of upsets in this? You think this is the upset region? I do like that.
But yeah, that's what I mean, though.
I do.
Because there's not a lot of names in it. You know, you got Duke and you got Alabama.
Yeah.
So a bunch of these higher seeds, you know, you could see some upsets.
Yeah, I mean, I just stick with Duke and hope they pull it out.
Yeah, that's what she said. But yes, I agree.
Who do you got coming out of this one?
Duke.
Yep.
Duke. Absolutely. Sorry, Lex. Yeah.
Do you think Alabama makes it to the Sweet 16?
I do. I'm just nervous for them because, you know, they really do rely on the 3-ball. You look at that Villanova team when it was Chris Jenkins. You had Archie Akuno. Who else was there? Brunson was on that team. I think Michael Bridges was on the team. Josh Hart was on the team. That team just shot the lights out.
Yep.
And for probably 2 months straight, they just couldn't miss. Big Smooth could not miss. So you look at a team like Bama, if they do get hot over the next week, it could extend into a month and a half of just lights out basketball, and all of a sudden we're looking at a national championship run. So I think it's very dependent on that. If they come out in that first game, they don't shoot well, I'll be very nervous going into the second game, especially if they play St. Mary's because of that guy.
Yep.
So yeah, you have Duke.
Yeah.
I have Duke. We're in agreement there. What did we say for the first one?
I said Michigan State.
Michigan
I don't know if you gave
That's
a.
I think I had Auburn, even though I talked a lot of shit on them. Said that they probably won't make it. Yeah, I think I had Auburn. I had Duke. This is in my preliminary without like any research.
Yeah.
I did this in 30 seconds before the show started.
There you go.
So, all right, let's look at the Midwest here. Houston gets the 1 seed here. Houston's the most non-talked about basketball team in my life. They are always a 1 seed.
30-4 they went this year.
30-4. And that ESPN didn't talk about it one time. They all talk about Cooper Flagg and Duke. They got Auburn and Bruce Pearl's sweat lines all over the place. We got Florida running the court. We got Auburn and Alabama running chucking. You got UConn highlights of Dan Hurley just yelling at people. I mean, St. John's, love them. But it was all SEC. No one talked about this Houston team all year. I don't know what to think about them because
I haven't watched a single game of their basketball.
No one shows them. And when they do, they win by 50.
Yep.
So I guess based off that, we should be really confident in them. There's no way SIUE has a chance in this game. The People's Bracket actually has that 97% chance to win. I
think Houston's like minus 29.5 or something.
As they should be.
Yeah.
As they should be. I'm surprised it's not higher, to be honest.
I know.
With you. I thought that would be in the 30s.
Yep.
I guess they don't score a ton. But I guess that's why no one talks about them, though. They're not a flashy team. Like, who's talking about Houston?
Not me. I'll tell you that.
Not many people. So, interesting team. Very interesting team. And I'm just looking. I have the People's Bracket up on here. They have Houston at 97% being picked to win that first game, 87% to win the second game, and then 83% have them winning the third game.
Okay. So it's up there. Those percents are up there.
A lot of confidence in Houston.
There we go.
But yeah, looking at the rest of this bracket here, the 8-9 game is Gonzaga and Georgia. Just not an entertaining game.
No, Zags are a tournament team, though.
They're a tournament team, but this is like Gonzaga's just that team that was really cool to watch like 3 years ago, kind of like Florida Gulf Coast.
Yeah.
Like everyone was in on Florida Gulf Coast when Shock was at VCU. Everyone was in on VCU. Butler with what's his name that was on the Celtics, the Hornets.
Yeah.
Gordon Hayward, like those teams. They were really cool for those years, and now it's kind of like, do we really need to watch them? That's Gonzaga, and then Georgia being in a postseason tournament, cool if it's between 110 yards on a football field with 2 field goal posts. I don't know if that's very cool to watch in a basketball setting. Speaking of, their basketball court sucks.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, so I'm not real excited for this 8-9 game. That being said, probably going to be a great game because there's no excitement around it. So it's going to be like a come to the end game, 1 or 2 points here and there. I think it'll be a good game. Regardless, loser goes home, winner goes home because they're both going to lose to Houston. One game that I love from this region, one game that I absolutely love is UCLA and Utah State.
Oh, that's going to be a great game.
UCLA looked god-awful in their last game of the season. They could not make a shot for their lives. They looked like a team that had no direction, no offensive ability.
Yeah, they didn't win at all.
No,
not even close.
That was one of the worst games of all time. And the fact that I had money on UCLA in that game it's influencing my pick here because I think Utah State is going to come out here and blow the doors off this team. It's going to be probably one of the games of the first round. It's going to be one of the games of the first round. Because UCLA is definitely going to come out and prove me wrong because I'm going to put money on Utah State.
Yep.
And then, obviously, it's going to reverse itself because of that money being on there. And UCLA is going to come out and probably go, 12 for 23 from 3 and just absolutely crush me.
Yep. That sounds about right.
Yeah. Go ahead. Give me your thoughts here.
Let's talk about Wofford real quick because you love that. You love that guy.
Fuck, I forgot to talk about Wofford.
You love that guy.
Underhand foul shots. Guys, I said to Luca, about how long ago was that? Was that a month and a half ago?
Probably.
I sent him a video of this guy. I was like, we need them in the tournament. You guys laughed at me. You're like, there's no way they make it into the tournament. They lost that night. They're here.
Yep.
They made it. They won their tournament. They're here. They're playing Tennessee, which I think is a great matchup for them because I think Wofford shoots the ball decently. Not going to say good, but decently.
Yep, decent.
And Tennessee does not shoot a lot of. They don't get a lot of points. Let's put it that way.
No.
They don't get a lot of points. So I think this is a good matchup in terms of a 15-2 game. I think Wofford could. They're gonna have some March magic.
I think they keep it close.
It's not going to be a win.
They're going to win, but I think they keep it close.
But they're going to steal our hearts.
Yep.
Certainly. Underhand foul shots, the best thing ever. So let's look at this playing game, Texas and Xavier. It's a weird one because I actually like both teams against Illinois. Well, you're wearing the Illinois shirt.
Yeah.
Are you pulling for them?
Not to,
or are you just wearing the shirt?
Not to win the whole thing.
Oh, sure.
But
well, I didn't know if you wore it.
Illinois has a great team this year.
Sure,
they do.
Sure,
in my opinion.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything else on this bracket?
I don't know. I kind of want Xavier to beat Texas in that playing game.
I wouldn't mind it. X going to give it to you.
Yeah.
X going to give it to you.
They are.
And they're going to give you an L in that first round if they win it. So this region actually is pretty boring. It
is.
Houston's boring. Tennessee's boring.
Thoughts on Purdue?
I think they lose the High Point.
I think they lose the High Point.
They lose the High Point.
I like High Point. I really like High Point.
I like High Point a lot. Great school. Probably the most high-tech school in the country.
Yep.
What you pay for is what you get there. And, Purdue's not been the Purdue of what we think they should be. This bracket kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next one. Who are you picking there?
Who am I picking there?
Yeah. I feel like it's got to be Houston, Tennessee, or Kentucky. I don't really see anyone else having a chance here, right?
Right.
Like, even if Clemson and Purdue get to the, Elite Eight? No, Sweet 16. I don't see them winning that game against Houston.
I'm really debating in between Kentucky and Tennessee right now.
Because I just don't trust Kentucky. I do not trust Kentucky.
I know.
Every time I watch them, I feel like they lose.
Yeah.
Or it's like a close game and they scare you and they blow a 20-point lead, but they still win. It's never a fun win.
Yeah, you know what? Give me Tennessee.
I don't hate that. Tennessee, Volunteers.
What are you going, Houston? Clemson?
No. Just a disappointment in my voice there. God. Wofford?
That would be so crazy.
All right, so I think that I'm going to go with Houston, and here's why. They've gone under the radar the entire year. They've been ranked high. People respect them, but no one talks about them.
Nope.
I think tournament times become that season where Houston gets talked about a lot, and I think they finally put it together and go. They just dominate. I know they kind of did that last year.
Yeah, last year they were pretty good.
They were pretty good.
Did they get to the Final Four last year?
Yes, I think so. But I think they dominate on another level, like the Villanova level of the year we were talking about, when it's every game's a 30-point win. I think they could do that this year. I'm taking Houston to the Final Four.
Okay, I like that.
All right, so now this bracket, let's move over here. We're going to the West. This is the most fun bracket.
This is my favorite portion of the bracket.
The best portion of the bracket. We got Florida versus Norfolk State. Florida is so exciting to watch. Then you got UConn and Oklahoma. You tell me who's going to win that game. Then you got Memphis, who every single game of their conference tournament was losing at halftime. Hopefully that continues because it makes for a great atmosphere.
Oh, there you go.
You got Maryland and Grand Canyon. Don't sleep on Grand Canyon's women's coach. Missouri and Drake. You got Texas Tech and UNC Wilmington. UNC Wilmington might play the fastest basketball in the country.
Dude, all of these teams in this bracket
Kansas, Arkansas
can win.
Except Omaha.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't count them out. I mean...
I'm going to count them out.
Okay.
I'm going to respectfully count them out. Them and Norfolk State, thank you for coming. You lost.
Yeah.
But in the middle of that, like there's no guaranteed wins there.
Absolutely not.
I think this is the only region that the committee was like, we're gonna just absolutely put a gauntlet through the middle of it, because Maryland being against Grand Canyon is fantastic.
That's going to be a fantastic game.
Yeah, like Memphis and Colorado State, Maryland, Grand Canyon, perfect. Missouri and Drake, like if you put Missouri against Grand Canyon, I'm taking Missouri every time. But you put them against Drake,
I like Drake, man.
don't sleep on Drizzy Drake.
I like Drake.
And Texas Tech, very good team, dominant team this year. But against UNC Wilmington, are they going to be able to keep up with the pace? I don't know.
I don't know.
So I love
that game's going
where
to
this
OT
bracket
right
is.
there. That game's going to OT.
Calling it Texas
Tech,
UNC Wilmington, T Tech. I love that. I can't, dude. Texas Tech fucks with my mouth.
Oh. Dude.
You took that the wrong way. All right, but a lot of good games here. I want to get into some of them because these are important games in this bracket, because the 1 and 2 seeds over here are in danger of going out early.
Yep.
Florida, I think, is in the most danger out of any 1 seed in this tournament, because the possibility of UConn just turning it on is always there.
Yep.
UConn is still a very, very good team. They have the winning pedigree. They have a number of players on that team that are still national champions.
Can they make it a three-peat?
Back to back?
Can they make it a three-peat?
No.
No.
I don't think that's possible.
So we're just throwing that out the window right now.
No.
Not a chance?
No
Is there
shot.
a percentage? Like a
I'm
0.1%?
gonna say they have like a 15% chance to win a 3.
Oh, that's a lot higher than I thought it would be.
I mean,
I like that though.
but that's only because you only got to win 5 games to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5 games and you're in the championship, and then once you're there,
4 actually, I think. Well, no, 5. You're right.
5.
You're right
five.
with 5. You're right with 5.
So, they have a tough game against Oklahoma. If they come out and they just play solid, don't have Dan Hurley have a heart attack this game. Set the tone for the tournament. I know, but set the tone for the tournament, and then you're going to have Florida up next.
See, this bracket, it has 2 of my favorite teams in it.
Okay.
It has UConn and Kansas.
Tough.
Both can lose in the
Kansas
first round.
Definitely could lose.
I think Arkansas has such a good chance to beat Kansas.
Yeah.
But I'm never taking Arkansas over Kansas. I could never do that.
I'm taking Arkansas over
I don't
Kansas.
blame you.
Give me Coach K. Give me the boys from Camden.
I
I'm
don't blame
taking
you, brother.
Arkansas all day long. The People's Bracket has a 50-50 matchup.
Yeah. I'm surprised Arkansas doesn't have a higher percent chance. I think I do think they win. But
yeah. This is a weird one because it's 2 teams with a lot of pedigree in them.
Yep.
But no hope from anyone that watches college basketball.
I mean, whoever wins that
It's
loses
going-
to St. John's. Yes? No?
I don't. All right. Am I crazy to think
If
like,
you have Arkansas
so
winning,
if
you think
Kansas-
Arkansas could beat St. John's?
I'm not saying they would beat them, but St. John's doesn't shoot well.
That's
St.
true.
John's doesn't shoot well.
That's true.
Arkansas does.
Yeah.
So if Arkansas can just play like a solid offensive game, I think it gives them a chance. Defensively, I don't think they'll be able to handle the bigs on St. John's, but I think they put up more of a fight against St. John's and Kansas.
Yeah.
That's just my feeling towards it.
St. John's has like height everywhere.
Yeah. Yes. They're a big team. They're a big New York style team. They play tough. They're gritty. I don't know if you saw the video of Rick Pitino with that, like, I think it was a halftime talk.
I did.
Like, that's the type of team they are.
Yeah.
That's the type of team they are. I mean, even after the game, Rick Pitino was saying, he's like, I didn't know these guys were good until like 10 minutes ago. Like, how good? So, it's a weird team. It's a fun team. It's an exciting team. I think that it's a team that, given the right path, could definitely go to a Final Four, maybe a national championship.
I don't know about all that. I give them the Elite 8. I can give them that.
Sure. Like, because you're gonna have T-Tech there.
Yeah.
I think if T-Tech can get past UNC Wilmington, I think that their path is kind of cemented. It's just going to be a collision course with St. John's, and whoever wins that game, I'm going to have making the Final Four.
Okay, I like that.
That's how I feel about it, and at that point, the Final Four just becomes a matchup. If Auburn's there, I see St. John's having a better time with an Auburn than a T-Tech, just because of Auburn's bigs and the physicality that they bring to the table. I mean, Bruce Pearl said it, his guards aren't pussies. Said that live on ESPN. That was crazy.
He said those words. He did.
Dude,
he did say those words.
You know what makes me mad? All these grandpas on Twitter saying that Bruce Pearl should be like fined or something. I'm sorry. Does ESPN pay his bills? Is he Is he allowed?
He's a man of the people.
Can he
What's
not?
going on?
Can he not talk words? Don't take that the wrong way. But come on, his guard. He's hyping up his guards. Everyone says it once in a
Nothing wrong
while.
with that.
Everyone
Nothing
says it, you know. But I do like St. John's out of this bracket. That's my pick.
Okay, that's your pick.
That's my pick to go to the Final Four.
I'm gonna rewind a little bit here.
Go ahead.
I like Drake a lot.
Good.
I want them to make it to the
More
Sweet
than
16.
Kendrick?
It's a crazy question. For another time.
Sure. I'd hate to have a hit on you. So Drake, yes.
Yeah, I like Drake to beat Missouri and
Okay.
hopefully beat Texas Tech.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And see, if UNC Wilmington squeaks that out, Drake crushes them. I'm sorry.
Sure. Yeah. I think, dude, this is disrespectful from the people's bracket here. They have T-Tech at a 93% pick rate.
Over
now.
UNC Wilmington?
Over UNC Wilmington. I don't think people have seen UNC Wilmington
What do they
play.
have the Missouri Drake? 50-50?
It's 60-40, but
Okay.
I count anything from 60-40 in as just 50-50.
Yeah, okay. I like that. And also, I wanted to say something. I looked at this earlier. Colorado State, as the, what are they, 12 seed?
Yeah.
Is actually favored to win against Memphis, -2.5.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Memphis, they were not winning at halftime of any of their conference tournament games.
I was willing to put Colorado State winning every single one of my brackets, but now it's almost like Memphis may be free money. I don't know.
Are they the frauds of the tournament?
Colorado State?
Nope.
Memphis?
Oh, wait, you're saying Memphis is going to win.
I don't know. I don't know who's going to win that game. But
Did you not just say they're free money?
it might be free
Which
money.
way is it free money?
Dude, I don't know.
So it's not free money.
I wish I
All
could tell you.
So it's not free money.
It smells like it, though.
Sure.
It's probably not, but it smells. It's starting to smell a little bit.
So there's definitely a world where Colorado State plays Grand Canyon in the second round, right?
Yeah.
And we're going to see a Colorado State or Grand Canyon team playing against Florida or a UConn
Yeah.
to go to the Elite Eight.
Yep.
That's disgusting. Despicable by the UNCAD. But I love it. I love every second of that.
I do
March
love
Madness.
every second of that.
So, who was your pick out of here?
I didn't pick one yet.
I was going to say, I thought you said Drake. I thought you were going to go T-Tech, honestly.
Oh, absolutely not. I don't think they have a chance.
All right, well, you hated St. John's. You hated T-Tech. You picked Memphis to lose, possibly. I don't know.
Oh, brother.
You hate UConn, so are you taking Florida?
Part of me wants to take UConn very badly.
I don't hate it.
Dude, I think
I don't hate it.
I think Florida versus UConn,
Yeah.
whoever wins that makes it out.
Sure. I think if UConn wins, though, I think that Elite Eight game becomes very tough if it's against St. John's.
It will be.
But it's also very tough to beat a
Did
team
they lose to them twice?
That's what I was just going to look up, because it is tough to beat a team 3 times.
It is.
People forget that. That's a key part of studying these teams. Like, when the matchups start coming around, if they've already beaten a team twice, good luck. Good luck with that pick.
That's when
All
you start to
let's
take
see
the
here.
points.
All right, so they beat UConn and beat UConn.
By how many points?
Both times were by 6.
Okay.
Wait, nope. That one's by 14. So
Jeez.
14, the second one was by 6. UConn's going to win that game.
Honestly,
They're going to win that game.
give me the 8 seed coming out of there. Give me UConn.
Love that pick. Love that pick. So basically it brings us to, you had Michigan State versus UConn.
Yep.
I'm just guessing you're taking Michigan State there.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy. And then you had Duke and you had Tennessee.
Yep.
I'm assuming you're taking Duke.
Yep.
So we got Duke and Michigan State.
Yep.
I'm going to assume you're taking Duke.
There you go.
That's beautiful, because I'm taking Duke as well.
There we go.
Yeah, Duke's my pick to win this tournament. I think that they've shown it all year. They've been consistent. You know, they have the best player in the country.
You got to think right now, Cooper Flagg is just rehabbing, physical therapy.
Yeah.
He's doing everything he can.
What does he even have to play in this first game? Should he even play in this first game?
Listen,
like, what's the point of playing?
He went out when they were down like 15 in the first half.
Yeah.
They won that game
Yes.
without him.
Yeah, like it. People like to look at Cooper Flagg. She's going to be the number 1 pick, but this Duke team is very good all over the place. Proctor's fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Duke is the best team in this tournament. Don't get blinded by Auburn's. You're going to get blinded by your St. John's Clips. You're going to get blinded by Florida winning the SEC. You're going to think, oh, Houston, the little puppy dog that no one talks about, they could win the tournament. No, they can't. Don't get blinded by SEC. Don't get blinded by all these cool storylines. It's Duke basketball. You're more likely to see Duke win this tournament than you are to see UNC. Actually,
well,
turns out you will see UNC because they're paying them 160 mil.
Yep.
160K. But no, I love Duke in this. I love Duke in this.
I don't.
They're my pick. If I had to pick a second team to win it, I would probably go St. John's. I think they're like plus 1,200, something like that. I think that's just good odds for your money there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going with Duke. I think they're plus 350.
Duke plus 350.
Yeah. So here we go. Do you want to do our duel right now?
Sure.
Okay, I'm going to try and call Mike. So what we're going to do, I'll explain it while I'm trying to call him. I don't know how to do this. How do you call somebody on this?
Oh, you're trying to
Oh,
call
new
him?
face. Here we go.
Okay.
Here we go. I got it here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back and forth. I'm going to give you the first pick.
Okay.
I'll take the second pick. And then if Mike answers, he can have the third pick. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, so we can start right now. So you're going to have Auburn. Sick. He answered. All right, Mike, you have the third pick.
So
Okay,
we just
what are the
basically
options?
we're basically just gonna pick.
Well,
a team.
I'll let you know. Yeah. So no, we're gonna go through the whole bracket.
Okay.
You're the first pick. So Auburn. You're taking Auburn?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's taking Auburn. I'm taking Creighton. Mike, Michigan or UC San Diego?
UC San Diego.
Okay. So back to
I
you.
like that out of the kid.
Back to you. Going
Uh,
straight down.
Texas A&M.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Ole Miss. Can't have North Carolina winning anything.
Absolutely no.
Frauds.
Nope, it was always Ole Miss.
Frauds, dude. Frauds. All right, Mike. Iowa State or Lipscomb?
We gotta go Iowa State there.
Wow, not Lipscomb. Okay.
Pretty good IC. You gotta take them.
Over to you. We got Marquette in New Mexico.
Give me Marquette.
Marquette. Don't hate it. Big East basketball. I'm gonna go with Michigan. Oh, see now here's where Mike could really screw us.
Michigan State,
All right.
brother.
Mike. Oh, Michigan State. Yeah, Michigan State. Sorry. So, Mike, we got Auburn versus Creighton.
I took Auburn.
Is that your pick? Are you picking Auburn?
Yeah.
Okay, Auburn.
Okay.
All right, so you got UC San Diego or A&M, Luca?
Give me UC San Diego.
Oh my God, you dog! All right, I'm gonna go with Ole Miss. I think they stay hot. Mike, you got Marquette or Michigan State?
Michigan State, baby. We're going.
Okay. All right, over to you. We got Auburn and UC San Diego.
Auburn.
Wow, that's bad. All right, I'm going to go with Michigan State here.
Oh, this is.
Mike, Auburn or Michigan State?
Michigan State, baby.
Okay, there we go.
Let's go.
There we go. All right, so let's go over to the Duke section.
I
So
remember my
now,
bracket.
Luca, Duke.
Yeah, Duke. Is that a question?
Yeah,
What's going on here, brother?
Sorry about that. I'm going to go with, you know what? Brandon Walker loves Mississippi State. I love Mississippi State. Let's go
Okay.
Mississippi State.
I don't hate it.
All right, Mike, Oregon or Liberty?
We're taking the libs. We're
Yes.
taking libs.
Okay.
We got to take an underdog, man. It's March Madness.
Sure. Arizona or Akron?
Arizona.
All right, I'm going to go. So we got BYU and VCU. I'm going BYU.
Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Mike, Wisconsin or Montana?
Wisconsin. You got to just ride with them.
Wisconsin, the cheese.
Yeah. Got to go with the Cheese Boys.
Absolutely. St. Mary's or Vanderbilt?
Well, shout out that guy.
Shout out to our guy, St. M. I'm going to rock with Bama. Gotta go Bama. All right, Mike, we're gonna go from bottom to the top here this time.
Okay.
So we can keep switching it
All
up.
right.
Can't give Mike a 1 seed every time. Mike, we got St. Mary's or Alabama?
You got to go Bama. Roll Tide, baby.
When you listen to this show back, Mike, you're gonna realize you made a mistake there.
All right, they're gonna win.
Luca, BYU or Wisconsin?
BYU.
Ooh. All right, I'm gonna go. Ooh. Do we keep riding the libs or do we go Zona?
Ooh, that's gonna be a good game if that happens.
Give me Liberty. Go Canes.
Okay.
Go Canes.
Go Canes.
Go
I
Canes.
believe they're called the Flames, but we'll go with it.
Wait, did you just pick BYU?
I did.
Oh, Mike still gets the 1 seed. All right, Mike, Duke or Mississippi State? I guess it doesn't matter. We could figure
I
all that out.
gotta take Duke.
Yeah.
We'll be playing. We gotta roll with Duke.
Sure. Duke or Liberty?
Duke.
Yeah. All right, there goes our run. Freedom kids. Bama. Gotta go Bama. All right, Mike. We're just letting Mike decide our Final Four.
Yeah,
I just realized that.
It's perfectly fine by me.
That's fine. He runs the show. Duke or Bama, Mike?
Duke's juice is gonna run out, baby. Roll Tide. We're taking Bama.
Oh, man. Mike, when you listen to this show back, you're going to realize all the controversy
brother.
you're causing. All right, so let's go.
I'm all here for it, though. I really am. I love it.
They don't call it March Madness for a reason.
There you go.
All right, Houston or SIUE?
Oh, that's a joke.
I'm just going to guess Houston. So I got Gonzaga or Georgia?
Tough. You're getting the tough ones. You're getting the 8s and 9s.
Go Dogs. Go Dogs. Gonzaga.
Dogs. Okay. That's crazy. Go Dogs.
All right, we got Clemson or McNeese, Mike?
I gotta go Clemson here. They're hot.
Sure.
I don't know if they're hot or not.
Have you seen them play? Do you know if they're hot?
I know they're pretty good. They're the 5 seed, and McNeese is a bunch of frauds as usual. So
Sure.
He's spot on right there.
I mean, yeah, can't argue with that. Purdue or High Point?
Give me High Point.
High Point. All right, I'm gonna go with. All right. So we're gonna have a little bit of a weird one here. If Xavier wins tomorrow, I'm going with X going to give it to you.
Yep.
If Texas wins, Illinois. Is that fair?
That's fair.
All right.
We'll take it.
Okay, so, Mike, Kentucky or Troy?
I deep down, I want to take the dog, but I'm going to take Kentucky to make it around 32. So give me Kentucky.
All right. Over to you. We got UCLA or Utah State?
Not in the first round. No way.
Tough matchup. I don't think UCLA is going to play like they did before, so give me them.
UCLA. All right. Oh my gosh.
Oh, he's got.
Give me Wofford. Give me Wofford over Tennessee. The underhand foul shots. Give me Wofford. We're rolling with Wofford.
Will he make an underhand foul shot to win the game?
That would be incredible if he does
That'd
that.
be electric.
All right, Mike. Over to you. We got UCLA versus Wofford.
I'm going to take UCLA there.
Soft pick. Luca. So you either have Illinois versus Kentucky or Xavier versus Kentucky. So if Xavier wins, who are you taking?
Kentucky.
Okay.
And if
Illinois
wins,
wins,
I'm taking Illinois.
Illinois. Okay. Fair. Clemson or High Point. I'm gonna go Clemson.
Yeah.
They're hot according to Mike,
Yep.
so I'm gonna ride with that. All right, Mike. We got Houston or Gonzaga. The Dogs.
This is a tough one. I'm going to take the Zags. I just think they
I do like
always
that.
flourish in the March Madness tournament.
Sure.
Let's take Gonzaga.
Sure. You were never a Cougars guy.
No, never was, never will be.
Yep, sure. Luca, Zags or Clemson?
Give me Clemson.
I'm going to go with UCLA here.
Okay.
I'm going to go with UCLA.
Okay.
I think they played the worst basketball of their lives the other day.
I don't think
And
they'll ever stoop that low.
I don't. Yeah, me neither. I think from here on out, they'll just not want to touch that type of basketball again. All right, so over to you, Mike. We got Clemson or UCLA?
We're gonna take fucking Clemson. Fuck it. They're hot.
So on that side of the Final Four, we got Bama versus Clemson. Is this college football or what? All right, so we got over to you. Do you want to start with the 2 seed or the 1 seed as our guess? What do you want to start?
I'll take the 2. I'll take the
2 seed? All right, so we got St. John's or Omaha.
Taking St. John's.
I thought you were going to.
Take Omaha?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I'm going to go with Arkansas over Kansas. Mike, we got T-Tech or UNC Wilmington. Now, UNC Wilmington plays fast. Just want to throw that out.
Doesn't matter. We're taking Texas Tech.
Fair play. Fair play. I tried to convince him. Over to you. We got Missouri and Drake.
Give me Drake.
Drake. Jersey Drake, baby. Jersey Drake. I'm going to go Grand Canyon while we're at it.
A 13 over a 4.
I'm going to go great women's coach. Great women's coach.
Has nothing to do with that.
Mike, Memphis or Colorado? State. Colorado State. Colorado State.
I took Memphis. I'm going to keep with Memphis.
Okay.
That's like one of the hardest games to call.
Absolutely. I mean, this is a gauntlet through here, like you said. You get a tough one here.
Oh, UConn.
UConn or Oklahoma? You're thinking
brother.
UConn.
Come on.
All right, so I'm going to go Florida. Sorry, Mike Vick. Mike, Florida or UConn?
I've heard a lot of shit about Florida, so I'm going to be a sheep and I'm going to take them as well. I heard they're a legit team.
All right, fair. I mean, they just won the SEC. Luca, Memphis or I almost said Golden Corral. Memphis or Grand Canyon?
Give me Grand Canyon.
GCU, baby. Great women's coach. I'm going to go with T-Tech over Drake. All right, Mike, you got Arkansas or St. John's?
I guess I'll ride the Johnnies. Why not? Let's ride the story.
Absolutely. All right, so St. John's or T-Tech?
St. John's.
The Johnnies go marching. Florida or Grand Canyon? You know, guys, there just has to be one team that's just a Cinderella story sometimes. There's always one. This year, it's an American pastime. It's an American history. It's an American monument. The Grand Canyon, one of the greatest holes in the entire world. Grand Canyon University is going there. All right. So, Mike, we have Grand Canyon University or St. John's to go to the Final Four.
You know what? This is really easy, but you're just going to give me the fucking Grand Canyon University.
Let's go, Mike. Cinderella.
I'm
not gonna lie.
Are going to fucking face defeat. Give me Grand Canyon.
I'm not gonna lie. The best part of the bracket, we turned into a trash can.
A trash can. Absolute trash can. This was the best part. Mike, we discussed how this was the greatest part of the bracket, and we just took Grand Canyon to go to the Final Four out of it.
Hey, we love a Cinderella story.
All right. So based on the picks, you get. So what side of the Final Four do you want to do? Left or right?
Give me the left.
Okay, that was probably smart. Michigan State or Grand Canyon?
Michigan State.
Michigan State is
Grand
in our
Canyon,
final.
Great run, came to an end though.
Sure. I'm gonna go with Bama over Clemson. All right, Mike, you're deciding the national champion. We got Michigan State or Alabama.
Bro, this is perfect because I picked Michigan State to win it all anyways. We're taking Michigan State.
There we go.
Congratulations, you are the March Madness champions.
All right.
January, February, Izzo. Michigan State is your national champion. We called it here first. All right, Mike, you're good to go. Thank you for joining us. It was a great time.
Yes, sir. Yep. I hope I didn't fuck the bracket up, boys, but why not?
Nope. You did great. Did you win?
Boys.
Did you win?
Of course not.
Oh, all right. Sorry. I'll see you.
See you, boys.
See ya.
All right, that was great. That was great.
All right.
So, yeah, do you have any other picks that you want to talk about? Because if not, I think we're good.
Dude, we really made a mess of that.
I think
we really made a mess of this.
I don't know. We're laughing about it, but I think we might have just did a madness.
Well, to say the least, yeah.
We have Grand Canyon going to the Final Four. We chose Xavier, so we have Xavier or Illinois to win that game between Xavier and Illinois. And then we have Kentucky or Illinois to win that game between Xavier, Illinois, or Kentucky. And we have Liberty winning twice. So I think we did pretty good, to be honest with you.
I love it. We did something for sure.
I like it.
All right.
I like it.
All right.
So that's where we'll leave it.
Yeah.
That's where we'll leave it.
Yeah.
Remember, everyone, head over to Mesa Modern Mexican. You get 10% off your entrees. Mikey was over there. Look at the Instagram. He makes great margaritas. Looks great while he makes them. Have you been over there?
I have not.
Okay, he's not. So he's
I'll have
got
to head over there after
10% entrees. 10% off your entrees. All right, guys. Luca,
All right.
thank you for
Thank
coming
you.
on.
Thank you.
See you guys. Subscribe.